This simple canister can trap dangerous chemicals, bacteria, molds, and other nasty things. When installed under a sink, a water filter like this cleans tap water by filtering out particles and contaminants. The shiny silver canister holds it all together, but it's the stuff inside that's doing all the work. To make a water filter, you first have to make the canister. And believe it or not, the tall, narrow cylinders actually start out as flat aluminium discs that get shaped and stretched inside a machine called a can maker. Well, what else? First, a hydraulic ram presses each disc into a cup-shaped die. Then the disc pops out of the die, reshaped into a little cup. Here comes the ram again, bearing down on one of the discs in the die. It takes 900 kilos of pressure to reshape the disc into a cup. A clamp grabs the cup and places it on the end of another hydraulic ram. Then the second ram pushes the cup through several round openings, each one slightly narrower than the last. Squeezing through the narrow openings forces the aluminium to stretch and become thinner. It gets taller and taller until the cup is stretched into a 25-centimeter canister. Finally, a blade cuts the canister to size. And a press adds the dimples and rims that hold on the water filter cap. When the canisters are finished, an industrial-strength washing machine gives them a good scrubbing. This is needed to remove the coolant, grease, and other contaminants that could have been picked up inside the can maker. Then the canisters are loaded onto a rotary table that heats them up to just over 300 degrees and spins them past sprayers that coat the insides of the canisters with a plastic coating. Once it's baked on, the coating protects them from rusting. And it prevents contaminants in the aluminium from leaching into the drinking water. After passing through an oven, the canisters shoot out into a quenching bath to cool off. This cures the plastic coating, guaranteeing the drinking water never comes in contact with the aluminium surface. The canisters are now ready to be filled with the filtration materials. They include a bundle of plastic-based filtration fabric that sits on top of some black powder, which is activated carbon, or a byproduct of superheated coal. The carbon goes into the canister first. It's extremely clean, porous, and absorbent, and it acts like a magnet for toxins, sucking out the bad stuff and letting the fresh water flow through. The plastic-based fabric comes in huge rolls. And before it's cut to size, small buttons are added that are used later to snap the fabric filter to the water filter cap. A machine cuts down the rolls and heat seals 6 layers of fabric together to make a single filter. Another machine folds the layered fabric into an accordion shape so it will fit inside the canister. A machine attaches a cap to each fabric filter, and a worker places one filter in each carbon-filled canister. A press forces the cap down into the canister. And a rollover machine crimps the metal lip around the cap for an airtight seal. The cap has to go on tightly like this to be sure outside contaminants don't find their way into the filter. The cap gets a quick lube job, the final protection against leakage. Then all that stuff that went into the filter is ready to catch particles in your water that are just 1% of the width of a human hair. Next, the secret to making this one of the toughest toolboxes ever built. And why it takes the strength of steel to cut this squishy packing foam.